Welcome in to another bonus episode here on Hockey Inside Out. The question of the day is this: which young Habs defenseman could be the future quarterback on the power play, Jack Todd?
Well, I'm looking at a guy, and this is much thanks much to Brian Wild, who keeps pumping his tires. I finally watched some of the clips myself, and it's risky to go by clips from any kind of hockey except the NHL to say how a defenseman is going to play, especially when he's undersized. But I'll go with Lane Hutson. This is the major talent. The way he can move back there, the way he can move side, the lateral movement, his ability to just get away from anyone, it seems like, and to see the play. That's the one thing you never quite know until you get to the NHL level is, how well are they going to see the play? How fast can they process it? The other guy who has some of the tools who isn't here is Mayu, despite all the baggage. I've seen him go coast to coast and then split the defense. And he's another one I could imagine being able to do that kind of job. And I think probably Goulet is just going to keep growing and growing. Such an intelligent guy, so mature. But, if you're looking for the Markov type, the move the needle guy, I call them, the guy who's going to really change things, I have very high hopes for Lane Hutson.
I've got to go to bat for Goulet just because I really think that his progression is going to be one of being able to handle, a first power play unit type of a situation where he can skate, he's got smarts, he makes some good plays. And I think if you had given him the opportunity, I think that he could probably do a pretty good job on it. And, they obviously have to be careful that they don't overload him with too much workload, too much information, if you will. But he has the tools to make things happen. I think that as time progresses, I think you'll be able to do a pretty good job. And you maybe will laugh a little bit when I talk about Jack Guy as a guy that, wow, look at what is this guy all about? He steps in there, shows great composure, great shot, keeps it simple, and as a second line guy with what they have at their disposal right now, he might be able to step in and be somewhat of a threat to get pucks to the net, which he seems to do pretty well because he scores goals obviously that way, and that's an ingredient that for whatever reason they don't want to use that. So those two guys for me is what they have available at this time, and why not go with it?
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Jack Guy in terms of his lack of fear at the blue line. It seems like he's got more moves in the toolbox than we expected, which, that's basically the story of his career so far, right? Is just more than we expected. But both him and Goulet, I think, are potential second pair guys or second unit guys. In terms of an actual power play quarterback, apologies, I think Jack had it right. It's Lane Hutson. Hutson has absolutely been tearing apart the NCAA. He's been playing second pairing minutes on BU. He's been just destroying scoring records for defensemen. At the beginning of the year, prospect people who study progression were saying if he could have a rookie season in the NCAA like Cale Makar did, well, that would be insane for his development. Well, he's already got more goals than Cale Makar did in his rookie season in the NCAA in 34 games. Hudson's played 14. And the other big comparable is Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes is the bigger puck mover at that age group, and he's already got as many goals as Quinn Hughes has. He's got 12 points to get to catch up to him, and he's got at least 20 games to do that. So Hudson's scoring potential in the NCAA right now is essentially unprecedented for a defenseman of his age group. It's absolutely incredible, and he's not being put in the primo positions to succeed. He's kind of splitting power play time with another unit, so it's the potential there is absolutely incredible. And I think he's the one guy who looks like could be the true star offensive defenseman in the Canadian system. And I know that a lot of people are going to talk about Logan Mailloux. There's some issues in his game that don't put him in that category for me. Specifically, the main thing that makes him dangerous is his shot and the way that power plays trend now. Like, you don't want your defenseman shooting that much. You want them to have the threat of a shot, sure, but if they're not an incredible puck distributor, they won't be a first unit power play player. We saw it with Shea Weber, right? He had the shot. He wasn't a great passer, and the power play was still bad, even though his shot could score. So I don't think Mailloux is in that category, but Lane Hutson is incredible.
You mentioned Lane Hutson and Makar. We know Makar is the next great defenseman, if not already there in the NHL. Are we over-projecting Hudson's value? Because we know in this market, guys, Montreal, we're starting for those alpha type of players. Could Lane Hutson come into this market and be a dominant force at the next level?
I think the potential is undeniable. It's off the charts. I mean, this guy is just going to dazzle you if he can take the physical play in the NHL. I think he's already grown a bit inch-wise since he was drafted. We saw the same thing, the doubters with Caulfield. To me, Hudson's ceiling, obviously different position and all that, I think it's higher than Caulfield. I've just been floored when I see this guy play. And I think the intelligence is there. Anytime you see a guy doing what he's doing, it's more than just the moves. He's got the brain to match it, But, you get up here where all of a sudden there are 200-pound guys who could do what 160-pound guys did at the last level, and you never quite know what to expect.
Yeah, it's always great, I think, to project potential of some guys that are highly skilled and getting results. But the NHL is a whole different bag, and it doesn't take long before you realize that they're able to handle the play of the NHL and be able to do what they did best at another level. But you know what? Give them the opportunity, and then you'll see if they're able to handle themselves pretty quickly as far as capable or not capable.
Yeah, potential is just that until it's actualized, right? We don't know how Hudson's skill set will translate to the NHL until we see it. But as of right now, in his ceiling is just incredible. And I think the thing about Hutson is, if he makes it in the NHL, it'll be because he's able to do the things that he's doing in the NCAA. He's not going to come into the NHL and suddenly be pigeonholed as a third pairing defensive defenseman, right? That's not what his game is going to do. So if he makes it, it's going to be because he's great. And if he doesn't make it, it'll be unfortunate, but he wasn't a high pick anyway. And it's just found money, right?
Superstar or not here, one or the other.
That's right? Like, that's just how it feels with how his game projects, right? So looking at, like, is he going to be Cale Makar? No. Don't compare him directly to Cale Makar, even though I compared their point production, sure. But Cale Makar, if he retired today, might be a Hall of Famer. That's how good he is. Fastest player in the history of the game on defense to hit 200 points. Already has a Norris, a Conn Smythe, a Stanley Cup. Should have had a Norris the year that Adam Fox won as well. He's just another level. Like, I don't think we've seen a Cale Makar since Erik Karlsson first broke into the league.
Well, for Lane Hutson, if he's not a David Wilkie or David Fisher, I think it's a massive start to his career for a Montreal Canadian down the road. That'll do it for this episode or bonus episode here at Hockey Inside Out. Don't forget to submit your questions or comments. We look forward to conversing about that on a future bonus episode. And also like on our YouTube page for Hockey Inside Out and sign up to the newsletter on MontrealGazette.com/newsletter. And also for full episodes and bonus content, head on by the Hockey Inside Out and check it out. On behalf of Jack, Rick, and Andrew, wish you a great week. We'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.
Yeah.